Okay, hi everyone. So this is going to be the first of two strength training routines that I will have for you while I'm gone, and also just to do whenever as a good resource to have. It's going to follow our same sort of protocol, three kind of groupings of exercises, one upper body pull, an upper body push, a lower body hinge pattern, a lower body squat pattern, and then a couple of core exercises. I'm going to try and do these with as minimal props as possible so it's most accessible for you to do at home. So I've got my chair. I do have a couple of TheraBands, a lighter one and a heavier one. If you don't have, you could use water bottles, you could use cans, anything around that might have some weight. And if you don't, then you can just create your own tension and imagine that you're moving through mud and really squeeze and activate. So first set, lower body, is going to be making sure you can see me. I'm going to turn this a little bit, which may not work quite so well, but all right, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I've got my feet up on a chair, and I'm not going to go through all the sets. Basically, I'm going to show you the exercise. You can pause the video, do it, and then play it when you're ready to move on to the next thing. So these are going to be single leg bridges. So I've got my right heel on the edge of the chair. My left knee is coming in. My pelvis is slightly rolled under just to prevent it from tipping forward. And I'm lifting up and all the way down. Making sure not to extend my low back at the top. So I'm keeping that tuck, and that's what's going to keep this right glute working. And I'm breathing. And, you're going to do, I'm going to say, let's say 15 to 20 per leg. So then you would switch sides, 15 to 20 per leg. And really making sure you're being very mindful about the position of your pelvis. Full movement all the way down, all the way up. Okay, so that is your lower body hinge exercise. The kind of other half of that set will be your upper body push. So I'm using my black looped band, and I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to do a seated version. The seated version just provides a little bit more stability because it kind of prevents your lower body from shifting around, kind of reduces the amount of movement that can happen at the pelvis. So I'm stepping on it, and I'm looping my hands, or I'm sliding my hands into the end loops, because I'm doing both sides at the same time. So the band is underneath my feet, which I'm not sure if you can quite see that. My arms are turning down on my sides, and I'm pushing straight up. Being really mindful, front ribs stay down. Chubby double chin action. Pushing straight up. And I'm on the black band on this, and I would say that you're going to do about maybe 10 to 12 here. Okay, so that's that. So you'll do 3 sets of both of those exercises, and you could do it so that you do all of the hip work. So you do 3 sets of the 15 on each side, and then come up and do the 3 sets of 10 to 12. Or you could do the thrust, come up and do the press, and then take a rest. That's a superset style. It's up to you. So then we're going to keep the chair. So the second kind of grouping of exercises, we're just going to keep it really simple, and we're going to come up and do chair squats. I'm going to just do this body weight, which means you're going to do a slightly higher volume because you don't have a weight. You're going to find your comfortable squat stance, press through the heels, come all the way up, tush back, tap down. And I have my hands here just because I'm used to kind of holding a weight like a goblet squat style. And if you have a weight and you want to add it, that's great. You're rooting through the heels, coming all the way up, and you're controlling the way down. So if you're just doing body weight, I would say maybe like 25. If you add a weight, you can decrease. You're using the guideline of wanting to be able to do just 1 to 2 more reps with good form before you would hit failure. Okay, so this is your chair squat. Then the exercise that would go with that is going to be, I'm going to take, let's use the same band. So if you have one band, you're gonna wrap it around, and if you don't have a band, the pulling exercises are hard to do without bands, just skip it, it's fine. I'm just trying to give you everything, and you can pick and choose. You can even just pick 2 exercises from this video and do that. So I'm looping it around something stable. I'm looping my hands through the ends. I'm gonna do this, bilaterally, meaning both arms at the same time. I'm stepping back, so I'm gonna do a row. My shoulder blades are wrapping, protracting at the start, and then I pull straight back, shoulder blades squeeze together, but I don't thrust my rib cage and my pelvis forward. Rib cage stays stacked over pelvis, so you've got that active core canister. If you need to make this harder, you would put your hands on a closer in loop, easier. You could walk closer, or if you need to have play harder, you would use a tighter band. So again, you want this to be strong enough so that you're doing maybe about 10 to 12. So I would need to go a little heavier on this, so just test it out and see how it goes. All right, so that's your upper body pull. So then again, you could do the 3 rounds of the squats and then come up and do the 3 rounds with the band, or you could superset them. Squat, band, rest. Squat, band, rest. Okay, so then the final grouping will be your core exercises. So let's keep it really simple. Get down on the floor. You're gonna come into a plank. It's really hard to make sure you can see all of my limbs as I'm doing this. All right, you're pushing the floor away. I've got my feet a little wider, and I'm gonna do some taps. With control, I am tapping lightly on my opposite shoulder and working as hard as I can to reduce the shifting. Notice I'm not doing this. This is not challenging. You need to be stabilizing and trying to control that rocking. Maybe try 7 to 10 per arm. 2 rounds of that. And on your back, a really simple twisting exercise. So again, trying to do this without external weight on your back. Lift the legs up into a tabletop, and you're gonna twist side to side, going as far as you can to each side. So this is gonna be pretty simple, but some good rotational oblique work. You're working to keep the backs of the shoulders down. That's when the real rotation happens. Keep the legs glued together, keep the shoulders down. If you do, I can definitely feel this. So maybe 12 to 15 to each side. And then again, 2 rounds of that. And you could superset those as well, meaning you could do the plank and then the twist, rest, plank, twist, rest. It's up to you. So, and again, you can choose just 1 or 2 exercises from that. There'll be another sequence as well that you can pick from. You can mix and match. It's up to you, just offering you guys some resources to have. Let me know if you have any questions.